All right, good morning, everyone. It's a wonderful white morning out there. We don't see that too often here in North Texas. So, wanted to get everybody up and going and kind of give everybody a quick update on what we can expect the rest of the day. And I can tell you, you got a preview of it right now. It is going to be white and cold. All right, like I said, good morning, everyone. Jeff Bickerstaff here. This is a current radar, and as you can see, we still have quite a bit of precipitation in our area. And I drew the snow line on here because although at my house here it's snowing a little bit, but it's still more sleet related. But it's definitely white out there nonetheless. So this snow line, this when I say snow line, really snow and not just sleet, but snow is going to move to the east as the afternoon, well, as the morning progresses and into the afternoon. And if I can go over here and put this in motion here, we can get a better idea of what is going on. Let's do this. All right. So as you can see, the general motion is from the southwest to the northeast, and as you can see, the back edge of the precipitation is just west of Weatherford. You can see it out that way, so it's generally moving in this direction. Like I said, so it's about 8:45, 8:47 now. Between now and probably really noon, we'll still see some lighter precipitation. Although you can see that band that's west of that line is moving east northeast. So when that line, if it holds together, moves through your area, you might see some moderate to even heavy snow. So that's definitely something you want to watch out for. As you can imagine, the roads, all you can do is look outside. The roads are not really recommended to be traveling on unless you absolutely have to. Um, Luckily, at least in the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex and south, we definitely got a glaze of ice, especially on trees and elevated surfaces. And we did definitely get some on the road, but it was didn't really start happening until after midnight, so we didn't get a whole lot of ice, or certainly not as much ice as we could have. Now I know there are some areas, especially north, probably even in Denton and Collin counties, especially in that part of the metroplex, they definitely got a bigger glaze of ice and definitely going to cause some problems. And even in the immediate Dallas Fort Worth metroplex, I know there was some areas that got more ice than others. So that's the thing about ice. It's sort of like hail in the sense that it can be localized heavier in one neighborhood and not as bad in the other, just the way the rainfall rates come down. All right, so I'm going to show you a couple of graphics here to kind of get everybody up to date on where we're at from a warning standpoint. So this is the current winter storm warning that we have. This will go to 6 o'clock tonight. And even though it won't really precipitate heavily the rest of the day, like I said, it may do that between now and noon. The winter storm warning is not just for falling precipitation, but also the roadway conditions and things like that. So it's just not going to improve much the rest of the day. It might improve a little bit. I mean, just a little bit later this afternoon. But if the precipitation stops, but it's not going to be anything that's going to be where the roads are going to be wide open and you can just go wherever you want. So that's definitely something you want to keep in mind if you're traveling today. All right, so with that, let's move this along here. Okay, so the other thing we want to talk about is how cold it is. It doesn't take a genius to walk outside and know it's cold, but the wind chills are especially cold. So, we're, see, the wind chill at my house right now is about 10 degrees, and the temperature's about 23 degrees. So that's a pretty good wind, a north wind about 15 miles an hour. So this morning and into the afternoon, you're going to see wind chills 10 to 20 degrees. Tomorrow morning, even though the precipitation is going to stop, you're going to see uh, wind chills close to zero, and you're still gonna have not quite as strong a wind, but you're gonna feel it, that's for sure. So it's gonna be very, very cold in the morning. I know most schools are obviously closed today. I think most schools are closed tomorrow, so it's not like you're going to get out in that mess in the early morning. But if you do go outside early in the morning, then you're gonna really feel it and dress in layers. And speaking of which, well, here's a timeline again as far as when everything will end. Like I said, if you're west of Mineral Wells, it's probably going to be in by 9 o'clock, around midday in Dallas Fort Worth. And then East Texas, mid afternoon. East Texas is going to see more sleet than snow, but again, it's all going to be frozen precipitation even down south. So it's just going to be one of those days where it's going to be good to stay in, read a book, watch Netflix, whatever you do. I'll be working from home, but whatever you do, it's going to be a good day to stay inside and stay safe. Now, obviously, if you have to get out, Just be very, very careful. Now, if you go outside and have a little fun, hopefully you'll have a chance to have a little fun today. These are kind of the dressing for cold weather tips. And, if it's just chilly outside, you just usually just a one layer coat is good. If it's really cold outside, you want to do 2 or 3 layers. But in the extreme cold, which I would probably classify today as extreme cold, then you definitely want to dress in at least 2 layers, but probably three. Wear a hat, wear a face mask if you have it, gloves, obviously, because it won't take very long for exposed skin to get really, really cold. And of course, if you're out long enough, you would get frostbite. So you definitely don't want to do that. And then as far as just to give you an idea of what road conditions look like, these are from TxDOT cameras around the area. And it's a little dated. This is probably about an hour and a half old, but you kind of get the idea. Most of the roads are ice, sleet and snow, ice packed, if you will. So like I said, if you had to get out, you definitely want to be careful. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you had to, you just take it really, really easy. All right, so with that, let's go back to the radar here real quick. And so I'm going to take this, let's see if I can take my graphic off here, get my mouse to work. There we go. And I'm actually going to stop this, and we're going to expand out just a tad. Let's see. So you can kind of see that the precipitation is kind of right over North Texas, moving southwest to northeast, but the whole blob of precipitation is moving to the east, and that's part of the upper level storm system that will move through the area today. So the bottom line is this: looking outside my window, a little sleet and snow falling. The temperature is 23 degrees at my house. It's probably something really close to that wherever you are watching this. So it's just a good day to stay in. If you're working from home like me, just work from home. Hopefully, everybody will keep their power on. Hopefully, and that will keep us warm. And then, obviously tonight, the temperatures are going to drop into the teens, and that's just going to make things even more frozen than they are now. And so tomorrow morning, travel, especially early in the morning, travel will not be advisable at all. And I know there's no school tomorrow, so that definitely helps. Other than that, tomorrow the sun will come out, and it will definitely be a nicer day. It's still going to be awfully cold, but it's definitely going to be nicer. And then the weekend will be cold, be sunny, and it's going to melt a lot of this. I think all of it, a good chunk of it will be gone by the end of the day, Saturday, if not all of it. And then next week is going to be chilly, but it's going to be nice and sunny. And the good news out of all of this was that before everything froze over last night, we had a lot of rain. And, as most of you know, we're in a drought, and, we definitely needed the rain. It didn't break the drought by any means, but I know we got over an inch, almost an inch and a quarter at my house. So that's, I'll take it because it was pretty dry. So we'll definitely take that. And then, of course, when all this melts, that'll add to it. All right. So before we sign off, let me make sure I'm not missing anything here. No, hey, good morning, Amy. Good to see you too. And thank you for watching, B. And Rick, drip 24 hours until 31st. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. Yeah, so if it's going to get cold, especially, like really cold, tonight and Friday night, Saturday morning. So, drip those faucets. Never hurts. It's not going to be anything like it was last year as far as the extreme and the length of things. But it's definitely going to get cold for at least a short term. So you just don't want to take any chances of your pipes bursting or anything like that. Other than that, that's really about all I got. I was just looking at the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. And I don't think I did, but I'm just checking over here on my other screen here. No, I think I caught up. Okay, well, as always, I'm watching the weather, so you don't have to hope everyone has it. Oh, well, I would be remiss before I sign off. You probably see that on the screen. So I do want to thank our sponsors that help make this happen. It's Amen Plumbing in Saxe. And you can Google Amen Plumbing. And they're great plumbers. They're my plumbers, so definitely give them a call if you need them. And then Bacon Roofing. They're another one. They're a charter sponsor actually, so they're my roofer. And so definitely, if you need anything like that, give Bacon Roofing a call. And with that, now I can say this: I'm watching the weather, so you don't have to. Hope everyone has a great day. Enjoy the snow. We don't see it too much, and then we will talk to you next time.